Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working in my December project. So I have 5 stories down here. And now I think it's going to be time for just some fun decoration. So I'm going to use this divider page. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I am using the It's Snowing stencil. This was a new stencil for the Scrapping Reflection shop. And it is a 12 by 12 stencil, but I am going to be using it on this 6 by 8 paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a little blender brush, and I am going to go ahead and use this ink pad. It is the Glacier color from Close to My Heart. As you guys know, Close to My Heart closed their doors earlier this year, but I have a decent set of ink pads from them, and I will be using them until excuse me, I will be using them until I can no longer use them. I was stressing out about what ink pads I needed to replace them with, and decided that, you know what, I've got these ink pads. I've got a bunch of re-inkers for a lot of them, and I don't need to worry about that yet. So I'm not. Right? Right. So now that I have that done, I was like, you know what? I am going to add some Shining Shimmering Splendid on here. And to do that, I am going to bring in my Brutus Monroe Glitter Glaze in Fallen Snow. It is my absolute favorite glitter glaze in the entire world. I would buy vats of it if I could, and I probably have bought vats of it over the years. But yeah, so pulled that off. I just did a small bit of glitter glaze, not super hunky. Now, now this paper that I have decided to work on came with the wood grain album that I am using. And the paper is thin, so I have it off to the side to dry, and I realize that when I do the back side of this, it's definitely going to need a stiff paper to give it some strength. So what I'm doing right here is just kind of playing around with some product and trying to figure out how I want it to be laid out. So what I do is grab its twin, because there were 2 of these dotted ones in that came in the album, and I'm just going to figure out what stuff I want to put on here and how it is going to look. Now, what I think I'm doing as I'm sitting here doing this voiceover and looking at this page in the album, I think that the story, whatever the story is going to be, because I'm not sure what it is yet, the story will be on the other side of this paper. So that story 6 will be on the front and back of this. And what that'll do is it'll give me a little bit of creative license, I guess, to figure out how exactly I want the story to be written out. And then I can build that page and glue it to the back of this one, and then it will be a nice, thick, solid page, which is definitely, you know, what I want. And if you hear anything right now, I am actually playing an album as we speak. So yeah. So now I am going to do some embossing, because that is what I like to do. I really love gold embossing powder. I really love Brutus Monroe's gold embossing powder especially, and it's just fun to play with. It's just fun. So I'm going to do that. I still haven't done my Christmas trees with the white embossing powder on it. So I am actually thinking about doing that on the back of this one, right? On the back of 6, to actually put the story on it, because it's not just going to be a full 6 by 8 page. of journaling, there's going to have to be a little bit of decoration back there. So I'm thinking of that. And then I'm also going to do something that I used to do a whole lot of, and I haven't done it in a hot minute, and that is take an embellishment and put clear embossing powder over it. I used to do this a lot with die cuts, with chipboard, just to give it a little bit of a different texture in my albums, and I used to do it a lot. And I have not for a hot minute. So I went ahead and did that on this chipboard that said, "Let's be merry and bright." I go ahead and put that in the center of that, what is that thing? That wreath there, right? So that's in the center of the wreath. So that's feeling good, right? Like I'm liking this. I'm figuring out how I like this decorated. And once I figure that out, I'm super pleased with how this is coming along. I'm going to use one of the burlaps right here and staple it onto this circle, which is actually a tag. I am not going to punch out the tag hole though. I decided to leave the tag hole intact, and then I'm just going to staple it twice with my tiny attacher there. And then as you can see, I'm also going to glue on the trees here. One is this little cute green tree that was kind of, it's like a little, almost like a button without a buttonhole or a button shank. And then I'm also, sorry guys, I'm also going to do one of the little silver charm Christmas trees. These were both in the December project kit, and they were also for sale. I think there might still be some for sale on the Scrapping Reflections site. So if you're like, oh man, yeah, I know, I'm totally putting an ad out there. If you were like, oh man, I wish I had a couple of those fun little things, I think they're still on the site. Okay, so now I am going to glue this bad boy down. I am using a combination of Nuvo Deluxe and also hot glue. Funnily enough, I have the new hot glue out. I took it out of its packaging and it's sitting on my my desk, but I did not unwrap the cord and plug it in and deal with that. Now here, it was way crooked than I could deal with. So I had to pull it up, and then I'm going to re-glue it down. And I'm also going to re-glue down the edges, because that is where things will pop up and rip eventually, and I did not want that to happen. So I'm going to re-glue those edges. But yeah, once this is down, it is done, right? I thought about adding some sequins. I might go back sometimes in my December project at the end. I might go back and add things if I feel like it needs something somewhere. But for right now, I am loving it the way it is. As you can see, it's a real thin paper. So yeah, I guess tomorrow I will do my journaling and story 7 on the next one, which I think is going to be 2, which will definitely be in a plastic page protector. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you for your graciousness while I am still recovering from being sick and doing a little bit of the coughing. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.